Hello gamers, I am Mike TheZorch, and we are continuing our look at classic Atari arcade games of the 80s. Once again, we're going back to Atari Vault and we're looking at Asteroids Deluxe, which is the update to the seminal classic Asteroids. Now, Asteroids Deluxe introduced a few new things. One, it got rid of the hyperdrive, which allowed you to jump to different parts of the screen, and that could cause some random chaos for you. And it replaced it with a shield that worked temporarily. There was the addition of a new enemy called a killer satellite, which turned into homing enemies that attacked your ship when you destroyed the satellite. Beyond that, there wasn't that much of a difference. A few graphical improvements here and there. There was also a dedicated sound chip, the Atari Pokey chip, whereas the original Asteroids had discrete circuitry actually on the board itself to produce some fairly basic square wave sound effects. The Pokey chip, it's still quite well known among those who are aficionados of chiptune music. Now, Asteroids Deluxe didn't sell quite as well as the original Asteroids, and that's why we got Space Duel. And then in 1987, Blasteroids arrived, which was a continuation of the whole Asteroids theme, but Blasteroids is not in this collection. So let's take a look at Asteroids Deluxe. Okay, we're here in Atari Vault, the link to the Steam page where you can get this game for your computer, and it can run on low-end hardware as well as high-end hardware. It will be in the description below. Let's look at some of the merchandise and marketing that was available at the time this arcade was around. First thing you'll notice is this badge. I believe this is a sew-on patch. These were fairly common with arcade games back in the 80s. You could get these. Some of these were often handed out at shows. There were trade shows for arcade games, and there still are going on to this day, where you can get merchandise like this. This would have been handed out in a swag bag to potential customers who wanted to buy the machines from Atari. And Atari would sell these machines to stores, restaurants, bars, even some companies that would then license out or lease out arcade machines to various places, stores, restaurants, bars, etc., for a share of the profits. Because these machines were fairly expensive to buy back in the day. So outfits that would then lease them for a lower price to places to have them was a common thing, and you still see that today in a lot of places here in the US where you can still find arcade machines. Here we're looking at the cocktail version of the arcade cabinet. Most arcade machines you'll find have a cocktail table version. You'll find these in restaurants and bars most commonly. And there is a smaller cabinet version of this as well. Now here's some of the marking material that does show you the smaller cabinet version here. Instead of the tall, full arcade cabinet machine, you have a half-size one here that has the screen lower down, and it has the upper part with the front display with the arcade game's name moved down further so that the machine is not as tall. You would find these in like stores, waiting areas of restaurants, whereas these would be more in arcades. Some stores had them. There was a store on my home street of Florida Street in Detroit, Michigan, that had one of these machines for years. And they had to get rid of it because they got their liquor license. Couldn't have an arcade machine at the same time as a liquor license. And some more of the materials that that first one we showed. This is more the second page. It shows more details about the game. Here we have a first look at the killer satellite right here that breaks up into pieces when you shoot it. Another fact sheet about the game that shows more details about the killer satellite, the smart saucer or the spaceship that comes to attack you, and more about the asteroids and the shield that you can put up, where this version of Asteroids gets rid of the hyperdrive that jumps you around the screen and gives you a shield that the asteroids bump into. And when they bump into it, they bump you around as well. There's a little bit of physics involved there. More from that fact sheet. There's been some improvements to the animations to the asteroids. They tumble around, so it looks more like you're tumbling about. There's that 3D realism with the background overlay that which you will see on the screen, and of course there's some other improvements made. And this here is something that gives you a free play at an arcade. You would take this in, it would have, it's promotional material, it would have the address of the arcade you're going to. You would take this in, you would get one free play for the game. More promo material and contests centered around the game back then. Yet more promotional material. I believe this one is one of the kit for top. Yep, this one is for arcades and stores, and yep, this is for maximizing profits. So this would be for the business side of things, for arcades and stores and firms that leased out these machines. This is what this would be for. Radio commercials, different things. Basically, this would be something you would get from one of those trade shows. One of the arcade trade show, the amusement trade show. And here's the cover art for the maintenance manual for the arcade game. So let's actually get into Asteroids Deluxe, and I'll show you what the differences are. Now, I've played this game earlier, and I really suck at it. Most of these, so let's get in here. I gotta stay moving, if I've learned quickly. You can see here the asteroids are tumbling. And just like the other game of Asteroids, they break up. And just like the other game of Asteroids, I suck. Oh, okay, there's the shield. And the shield has limited power, so whoa, almost got hit there. Oh, and I got hit there. Okay, that was the UFO you saw on screen. Haven't seen the killer satellite yet. Come on. Shoot. Oh, he's too far away. Uh-oh, I got him. I hit him. Oh, crappers. I have not survived that thing yet. Let's reset and try this again. Again, the goal is clear all the asteroids. That's the main goal of this. Get rid of all the asteroids on screen. Oh, almost got hit by him. I didn't see him. He came out of my blind spot. It'll make some of these harder to play if I have that blind spot maybe. Oh, I didn't see I hit that. Okay. Okay, now I saw I hit that. Alright. Come and get me. Oh, got him. Ooh! I didn't mean to do that. Ooh. Let me put my score in here. Did not beat my last high score when I tried this before, so let's try this again. Ow. When you blow these guys up, got it. Got the UFO. Oh, he almost hit. Clear these. Clear these. Clear them, clear them, clear them, clear them, clear them. Like it. Except for a few differences. See, this game is virtually identical to the original. Except for these guys who chase you around the screen. Oh. One more time. Still not beating my high score. You could get a really high score in Asteroids, the original Asteroids, and in this game. Now, you did really well. You were pretty good. Yeah, trying to turn around. At least they don't come back at me after I respawn. That would suck. Lining up for me. Alright. That's Asteroids Deluxe. And that was Asteroids Deluxe, Atari's update to the original Asteroids. It wasn't that much of an update. As you can see, the game didn't really have anything really innovative. It had a new enemy that did something rather interesting and new for arcade games at the time. It had some slightly different animations for the asteroids. You had the shields instead of the hyperdrive, and you had the background overlay. That was all that there really was to differentiate Asteroids Deluxe from the original arcade game. And this likely is what led to Asteroids Deluxe not having as great a sales as the original game, and which prompted Atari to release Space Duel. Next time we're going to take a look at another arcade game from Atari that is very different. This one is Black Widow. So we'll see you next time when we take a look at that game. In the meantime, let us know what your experiences were in your favorite arcade in your neighborhood. Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to join us at Gamers Bay in Google+, and I'll see you next time.